For it was from a place of pride and self-righteousness where Lucifer, son of the morning, the anointed cherub who was created by God to cover and protect, it was from a place of pride where Lucifer, because of his beauty, as per Ezekiel 28:17, said in his heart that he, in accordance with Isaiah 14:13 through 14, would ascend into heaven and exalt his throne above the stars of God. And would also, because of pride, ascend above the heights of the clouds and be like the Most High. All of which got him cut down to the ground or cast out of heaven, as per Isaiah 14:12, and brought down to the grave, to the depths of the pit, in accordance with Isaiah 14:15. Now, as per Exodus 19, it was while in the wilderness of Sinai, 3 months, Jacoby, after leaving Egypt. It was while in the desert of Sinai, in front of the mountain, where the children of Israel were found putting confidence in the flesh, when they, from what I believe was a heart of pride and self-righteousness, said unto Moses in Exodus 19:8, as concerning the Lord's covenant, they said to Moses, all that the Lord has spoken to us in regards to his covenant, we will do. That's what they said. We will do it. Mm-hmm. And although it sounded good and was probably what they thought, Maria, that the Lord wanted to hear, it was a vow said out of ignorance and with no power behind it. Since they, unlike the Apostle Paul, lacked the true understanding of just how the flesh works, in accordance with Romans 7:17 through 24. Because it would be by their flesh where they could and would do the very opposite of what they had promised. For it is in Romans, the 7th chapter, verses 18 through 19 from the King James Bible, where Apostle Paul says, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. Mm-hmm. For the good that I want to do, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. Mm-hmm. Hence God, in knowing all things, in response to their empty vow of obedience, said in Deuteronomy 5:29, oh, that there was such an heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Mm-hmm. What's more, it is in Mark chapter 14, where Peter, after the Lord's Supper, put confidence in the flesh when he, in regards to the Lord's comment about how they all will fall away as it is written in the scriptures. But after he had risen, he would go ahead of them into Galilee. It was with a heart of pride and self-righteousness, where Peter, in verse 29, after hearing this said, he would openly declare unto the Lord while in front of all the other disciples. He would say that even if all the other disciples fall away from you, Lord, I will not, Peter said. However, Jesus, in knowing all things as concerning both him and us, he responded by saying to Peter, verily I say unto thee, that this day, even in this night, before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice, which means 3 times. Mm-hmm. Yet Peter, in being so full of pride and self-righteousness, instead of repenting, telling the Lord, I'm sorry, please help me. Instead of repenting, he in verse 31 vehemently, which means forceful, passionate, like I'm talking now, glory to God, and with great feeling, he said that even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you, Jesus. And although it probably sounded good, and was what Peter might have thought that the Lord wanted to hear, just like with the children of Israel, it too was a vow said out of ignorance and arrogance with no power behind it. Because as the Bible scholars well know, it was Peter who drew out his sword in Mark 14:47 and cut off the ear of the high priest's servant, and then fled the scene along with all the other disciples when Jesus was arrested and taken to the Sanhedrin. Then it was in Mark 14:66 through 72 where Peter was found denying 3 times his association with Jesus before the cock cleared his throat and crowed.
Oh, yeah.
Glory to God, just as Jesus had told him. So it was with the confidence that Peter placed in the flesh, where he was not only able to deny knowing Jesus, but he was also able to do so with cursing and swearing, as per Mark 14:71.